Welcome to Sports Guy Talking. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Cam Newton's pro day performance stunt that he pulled off at Auburn. Cam Newton has been trying to make himself relevant as he is looking for another opportunity to continue playing football in the NFL. However, his pro day has generated a lot of headlines in the sports media world as there has been both positive and negative coverage of Cam Newton's pro day at Auburn. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So here it is. What was your reaction to Cam Newton's latest publicity stunt? And what I've got to say, Cam, is that I get what you're trying to do. I know you want to be relevant, and I know that you want to get back to playing football in the National Football League, but Cam, it's over. I'm sorry, man. I'm a Cam Newton fan. You're a great player. You're one of the greatest quarterbacks to have ever played for the Carolina Panthers. Actually, you are the greatest quarterback to ever play for the Carolina Panthers. You are one of the greatest players to ever play for the Carolina Panthers. But Cam, you're living in the past. Your time is over in the NFL. Cam's got nothing to regret in the NFL. Look, you played 11 years in the NFL. You won Rookie of the Year. You, at the time, broke the record for most passing yards by a rookie. You've basically broken every single rushing record made by a quarterback. You've won an MVP. You took your team to the Super Bowl. You've made 3 Pro Bowls in your career, and you've made the playoffs 4 times. How many quarterbacks can say that in the National Football League? There's only a select few that can do it, and Cam Newton, what he did was spectacular. I'm not denying that Cam Newton isn't a fantastic football player. Cam Newton was a great football player, okay? And here's the key word, was, because he is no longer that guy. If I was to tell you guys that Cam Newton didn't throw for over 3,000 yards since 2017, I bet a lot of y'all would be surprised. With the coverage that Cam Newton constantly receives, you would have thought that Cam Newton would have cracked over 3,000 yards easily since 2017, but he hasn't. You look at 2018, yes, he started off very well. He did start off 6-2, got the Panthers in position to make the playoffs, and then of course his shoulder gave out. Here's the problem though, once his shoulder gave out, that's when Cam Newton became trash full time. And I hate saying that because Cam Newton, he is a fantastic player. I've even got a jersey of Cam Newton on me right now. I'm wearing a Cam jersey. But you look at Cam Newton in his last 13 starts for the Carolina Panthers. He's 0-13 in those starts. I bet you a lot of guys probably didn't know that beforehand. Cam Newton went 0-6 in his last 6 games of 2018 before the Panthers shut him down. Then they go ahead to 2019, and Cam Newton plays 2 games. He loses both of them. Then the Panthers release him. Then they actually re-signed Cam Newton in the middle of the 2021 season, and he lost all 5 of his starts. And before anybody says something about Matt Rule being the reason why he lost all those games, yeah, that's one of the reasons, but that ain't the only reason. Baker Mayfield started 5 games for us too with Matt Rule, and well, guess what? Baker Mayfield, at least he won one of those. I'm not saying Baker Mayfield is better than Cam Newton, but what I am saying is that Cam Newton's tenure in Carolina in recent memory was really bad. Cam Newton has been ineffective as of late. These people that keep talking about Cam Newton not getting opportunities, that's a bunch of crap that I'm hearing, because Cam Newton had opportunities to prove himself in 2020 with the New England Patriots and in 2021 with the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton was coming off of a serious foot injury when the New England Patriots signed him in July. They signed him to $1 million basically, 1-year deal, and Cam Newton played trash. I'm sorry, man, but that's just the truth. Cam Newton only threw 8 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. I understand that he ran for 12 touchdowns, but we're not talking about Cam the running back. We're talking about Cam the thrower. And when you talk about Cam the thrower, Cam Newton the thrower was not very good for the New England Patriots. You guys can say that Cam Newton, he didn't have a lot of great receivers to work with, but at the end of the day, that doesn't really matter whether he had great receivers to work with or not. You know why that doesn't matter? Because you look at what Mac Jones for the New England Patriots, what he did in his rookie year. With the same core of those receivers, Mac Jones took the New England Patriots to the playoffs. Cam Newton, on the other hand, lost out the starting quarterback job to Mac Jones in a quarterback competition. He ends up getting himself released, and then Cam Newton, he ends up going to the Carolina Panthers mid-season, and he tells people, I'm going to go ahead and turn around the season. He screams, I'm back, after he runs for a touchdown against the Arizona Cardinals. Then he proceeded to lose all his starts. Look, am I saying that Cam Newton can't be a backup in the National Football League? No, I'm not saying that. I actually think Cam Newton is a top 64 quarterback quarterback in the National Football League. There aren't 64 quarterbacks better than Cam Newton. However, Cam Newton doesn't have the mentality of being a starting quarterback. He has too much personality in him, too much celebrity status in him to truly be a backup in the National Football League. When you talk about Cam Newton's celebrity status, he is more than just a quarterback. Celebrities know Cam Newton, and people that don't even know football know Cam Newton. If you put Cam Newton as the backup, there's going to be someone famous that's going to be saying, why isn't Cam Newton starting in the National Football League? And that's going to pass over to another fan. He's going to say, why can't Cam Newton start in the National Football League? And before you know it, it's going to spread like wildfire, and fans are going to chant, put Cam in, even though the starter is probably just going through a rough patch or something like that. And there would be just way too much pressure on an organization to play Cam Newton, which, okay, you might say, well, what's wrong with that? If Cam Newton's a top 32 quarterback, that shouldn't be an issue. Here's the problem, though. He's not a top 32 quarterback anymore in the National Football League. I'm not even sure Cam Newton is even a top 40 quarterback in the National Football League at this point of his career. Am I saying that Cam Newton is worse than Andy Dalton? No, I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that Andy Dalton is far more suited to being a backup slash QB mentor slash QB coach kind of guy compared to Cam Newton. When you talk about backup quarterbacks, you want a guy that can basically serve as an extra set of eyes, an extra set of coach on the football field. But that's not Cam Newton. Cam Newton is not that type of guy at all. He has way too much personality to be sitting on the bench, but he's not good enough to start anymore. So to me, what Cam Newton is doing at his pro day in Auburn, it is nothing more than a publicity stunt. And to be saying that these teams are signing these randoms, look, Cam, you're a fantastic player, but you're a random now. You got to keep it real with yourself. You're not one of those elite quarterbacks anymore. You're not a starting caliber quarterback no more. You've had 2 years to prove yourself, 2020 and 2021. I understand those situations were less than ideal, but in the NFL, you have to overcome less than ideal circumstances. Look, it's a privilege if you have a stacked team around him. It shouldn't be an expectation. Not everybody gets that benefit of the doubt of getting to play for a stacked team. This pro day that Cam Newton pulled off, did he do well in it? Yes. Do I think it will ultimately land him a job in the NFL? No, I don't think it makes a difference, because Cam Newton, he could still play as a backup, but his personality doesn't scream backup whatsoever, but he's not a starter anymore. So to me, Cam Newton, you're going to be staying out of the NFL. And honestly, if you're Cam, why do you even want to come back? Do you really want to come back, play for the Arizona Cardinals for half a season while Kyler Murray is out? Is that what you really want? Because the Cardinals are not a good football team whatsoever. They might be one team that might take in Cam as a starting quarterback. But honestly, if you're Cam Newton, do you even want to do that? Or do you want to continue making YouTube videos? Because to me, I think Cam Newton should go ahead and keep being a YouTuber, keep being a celebrity, and not try to be a starter on a bad team. And obviously, Cam Newton can't be a backup. I don't know. That's just me, though. That's just my viewpoint. What do you guys think? You guys think that I'm right about this, or you guys think I'm dead wrong about it and I don't know what I'm talking about with Cam Newton? So that's just kind of how I'm feeling. So that is why Cam Newton's latest publicity stunt will not help him return back to the NFL ever again. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinTran and @SportsGuyTalking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video. Comment down below. Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.